We live in a world of instant downloads and next-day delivery, and lately, we've started expecting the same from our lives. We want instant answers, instant success, instant happiness. We crave a quick fix for any discomfort and a fast track to peace. But in our relentless, non-stop rush for what's next, we often find the exact opposite of what we're looking for. We find more chaos, not less. We feel trapped by the frantic pace, annoyed by every little delay, and just plain overwhelmed by the noise of a life lived in a hurry. Our minds, trained for speed, start to lose their ability to see clearly. They become jumpy, agitated, and clouded by the very urgency we force on them. We're a generation running on a hamster wheel, mistaking motion for progress, and wondering why the scenery never, ever changes. But what if the secret to real clarity and unshakable peace isn't about moving faster? What if the key isn't in speeding up our lives, but in mastering an ancient and deeply misunderstood art? What if the answer is hiding in the stillness, in the waiting, and in the quiet strength of the human heart? In this video, we're going to explore 5 timeless Buddhist principles that show why patience is the ultimate gift you can give yourself. The gift of time, the gift of space, and the gift of total clarity. So, let's start by tackling a huge misunderstanding. For many of us, the word patience feels, well, weak. It brings to mind a kind of passive resignation, like throwing your hands up and just letting things happen to you. It's that feeling of being stuck in a waiting room, powerless and bored. We think of it as doing nothing, and in a culture that worships action, doing nothing feels like failing. So, we fight it. We resist any moment that asks us to wait, filling it with distraction, frustration, and anxiety, because we've learned to believe that being patient means being powerless. But in the Buddhist tradition, patience, or khanti in the ancient Pali language, is the complete opposite of passive. It's one of the great perfections, the paramitas, a set of powerful virtues you cultivate on the path to enlightenment. Far from being a weakness, khanti is a dynamic and fierce inner strength. A better translation isn't just waiting, but active endurance, or forbearance. It's the ability to handle challenges and tough times with courage, resilience, and a calm heart. Think of a huge, ancient tree in a storm. It doesn't fight the wind or try to run from it. It endures it. Its strength is in its roots, its power to bend without breaking. That's khanti. It's the conscious and powerful choice to stay steady when the storms of life are swirling around you, whether that's a traffic jam, a difficult coworker, or a major personal setback. It isn't about doing nothing. It's about creating a space of non-reactivity inside yourself. And that space, that's where clarity is born. When you're not instantly reacting, you're observing. When you're not consumed by frustration, you have the mental energy to see the situation for what it really is. The practice here is to start reframing how you see these moments. The next time you find yourself in a situation that tests your patience, just notice the story your mind immediately tells. It'll probably say something like, "I'm stuck. This is a total waste of time," or "I have no control." Gently catch that thought. Now, try relabeling the experience. Instead of thinking, "I'm passively waiting," tell yourself, "I'm actively practicing endurance. I am holding this space with strength." Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of the situation, see yourself as a practitioner who is skillfully training their mind. This simple shift in perspective starts to change your entire relationship with time. You move from a place of frustrated powerlessness to one of dignified strength. You're no longer just waiting. You're cultivating a perfection. You're giving your mind the room it needs to breathe, and in that breath, clarity starts to creep in. One of the biggest reasons we get so impatient is a deep-seated, often subconscious, belief that things are permanent. When we're caught in a moment of intense frustration, a nasty argument, a project that's gone off the rails, a wave of anxiety that just won't quit. Our mind grabs onto the discomfort as if it's going to last forever. We tell ourselves a story of an unending present. This fight is ruining everything. I'll never get this finished. I'm always going to feel this way. This attachment to the pain of the moment, seeing it as some solid and permanent state, is what fuels our desperate, impatient struggle to escape it. We push and pull and fight because we think we're up against an immovable object. This is where Buddhism offers a profound key to unlock that mental prison: the teaching of anicca, or impermanence. The doctrine of impermanence is a cornerstone of Buddhist thought, and it simply says that everything is in a constant state of flux. Nothing is permanent, ever. The seasons change, rivers flow, thoughts come and go, and feelings rise and fall like the tide. Just as moments of pure joy don't last forever, neither do moments of pain, anger, or frustration. When you're stuck in traffic, fuming, the truth is that the traffic will move. When you're in the middle of a hard conversation, the truth is that the conversation will end. When you feel a surge of anger, the truth is that the anger, as a feeling in your body, will pass. Thanks to impermanence, change is always possible. The great Buddhist master Shantideva wrote, "There is no evil greater than anger, and no virtue greater than patience." In this context, patience is the wisdom of impermanence in action. It's the ability to stand in the fire of a difficult moment and know, with deep certainty, that this fire will eventually burn out. This knowledge stops you from throwing more fuel on it with your own reactivity. It breaks the cycle of suffering. The impatience, the anger, the frustration, they aren't the real problem. The resistance to them is the problem. And that resistance is born from the illusion that they'll last forever. To put this into practice, try what you could call the 5-minute observation. The next time a powerful wave of impatience or frustration hits you, make a conscious choice to just stay with it for 5 minutes. Set a quiet timer if it helps. For those 5 minutes, your only job is to not act on the feeling. Don't send the angry text. Don't make the sarcastic comment. Don't numb out by scrolling through your phone. Instead, turn your attention inward and observe the feeling like a curious scientist. Where do you feel it in your body? A tightness in your chest? A flush of heat in your face? What are the thoughts swirling around it? Just watch. You will almost definitely notice that the feeling isn't some solid, static block. It shifts. It changes intensity. It morphs. In just 5 minutes, you get a direct personal insight into its impermanent nature. You're teaching your nervous system, on a profound level, that this too shall pass. And with that embodied understanding, the desperate need to do something about it starts to dissolve, replaced by a clear and spacious calm. Our modern world pretty much runs on the logic of a microwave. We put something in, push a button, and expect a result almost instantly. And we've applied that same logic to the most important parts of our lives: our careers, our relationships, and our personal growth. We start a new job and expect to feel totally fulfilled within a few months. We start a new relationship and expect deep, effortless connection right away. We read a book on mindfulness and expect to be a Zen master by the weekend. When those results don't show up on our super-fast timeline, we get discouraged, anxious, and filled with self-doubt. We think we're failing. We dig up the seed to see why it isn't growing, and in the process, we kill any chance it ever had. Buddhism invites us to ditch the microwave logic and adopt the wisdom of the farmer instead. A farmer gets it. They understand natural processes. They know that when you plant a seed, growth takes time, care, and trust. The farmer doesn't run out every morning and frantically dig up the soil to check on the progress. They don't yell at the seed to grow faster. They do their part. They make sure the soil is good. They provide water, and they protect the little seedling from weeds. And then, they trust the process. They have a patience that's born not from laziness, but from a deep understanding of how life actually unfolds. They know that growth is happening under the surface, unseen, in its own time. This analogy is a powerful guide for our own lives. Your efforts, the work you put in, the kindness you show, the time you spend practicing, are the seeds you're planting. Patience is the act of tending to those seeds without a neurotic, obsessive demand for immediate results. It's about finding satisfaction in the process itself, in the simple act of watering, of weeding, of just showing up each day. As the Dalai Lama teaches, happiness comes from our own actions, not from some ready-made outcome. Impatience is wanting the fruit without ever tending to the tree. Patience is finding joy in the tending. It's this shift in focus, from a desperate fixation on the destination to a wholehearted engagement with the journey, that brings clarity. It frees us from the anxiety of, are we there yet? And lets us be fully present with where we actually are. The practice here is to tend your garden. Pick one significant long-term goal in your life, something that really, truly matters to you. Now, for 1 week, consciously let go of your attachment to the final outcome. Instead, every morning ask yourself, what is one small act of watering or weeding I can do for this goal today? Maybe it's sending one email, meditating for 10 minutes, or having one tough but honest conversation. Your only task is to pour your entire focus and presence into that one small action. Feel the keyboard under your fingers as you type. Feel your breath during the meditation. Listen with your whole being during the conversation. At the end of the day, your success isn't measured by how much closer you are to the final goal, but by how faithfully you tended your garden. This practice trains your mind to find fulfillment in the journey, creating a patient, steady heart that trusts the natural unfolding of your life. Think about the last time you were really impatient. Who was it with? A lot of the time it's a person, a slow driver, a cashier making a mistake, a family member who just isn't listening. And sometimes, most painfully, it's directed at ourselves for messing up, for not being perfect, for not learning fast enough. In those moments, what's the underlying emotional tone? It's almost always harsh. It's a tone of judgment, criticism, and aggression. In a way, impatience is a form of violence. It attacks the present moment. It attacks the perceived flaws of others, and it attacks our own humanity. Buddhism offers a radical alternative: to see patience as a direct expression of compassion, or karuna. This idea is beautifully reflected in the teachings of Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh, who saw loving kindness and patience as deeply intertwined. When you are patient with another person, you're offering them a silent gift. You are giving them the space to be human, to be imperfect, to be struggling. You're acknowledging, without saying a word, that their actions are probably coming from their own complicated world of causes and conditions, their own private suffering. Thich Nhat Hanh taught that when someone makes you suffer, it's because they are suffering deeply themselves. They don't need your punishment, they need your help. Patience is a form of that help. It breaks the cycle of knee-jerk reactions and retaliation. And this same compassion must be turned inward. When you are patient with yourself, you're practicing a profound form of self-care. You're giving yourself permission to learn, to grow, and yes, to fail. You are replacing the harsh demands of your inner critic with a gentle and understanding presence. The Dalai Lama has said that, in the practice of tolerance, one's enemy is the best teacher. Often our own perceived flaws are our biggest inner enemies. By being patient with them, we can transform them from sources of shame into opportunities for growth. This compassionate patience, pointed both outward and inward, is a powerful antidote to the anger and judgment that cloud our minds. It creates an inner peace from which clear sight and wise action can finally emerge. A beautiful practice for this is to use a loving kindness phrase whenever you feel impatience bubbling up. Imagine you're in line and the person in front of you is taking forever, and you feel that familiar irritation rising. Instead of feeding the angry thoughts, just silently and gently repeat a phrase directed at them in your mind. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be free from suffering. Notice how this immediately changes your inner world. It shifts the energy from aggression to kindness. And if the impatience is directed at yourself for a mistake you just made, turn the phrase inward. May I be happy. May I be at peace. May I be free from suffering. This isn't a magic trick to make the problem go away. It's a tool for transforming your inner response to it. You are actively choosing compassion over anger, and in that choice, you are choosing clarity over chaos. There's a sneaky myth in our culture that clarity, peace, and happiness are things we find by escaping discomfort. We think we have to get to some perfect, serene place, a quiet beach, a silent mountaintop, a life with zero problems, before we can experience real peace. So, when we find ourselves in the mud of life, in periods of confusion, grief, uncertainty, or frustration, our immediate instinct is to run. We distract, we numb, we deny. We believe clarity is somewhere else, and we become incredibly impatient with our current, messy reality. We just want out of the mud, right now. The Buddhist symbol of the lotus flower offers one of the most beautiful and profound teachings on this exact point. The lotus is a symbol of purity, beauty, and enlightenment. But here's the thing. It doesn't grow in a pristine, sterile lab. The lotus grows out of dark, murky, muddy water. Its roots are right there in the thick of the mess. It is from the very mud we try so desperately to escape that this perfect flower arises, completely unstained. The lesson of the lotus is that spiritual awakening and true clarity can emerge from the murkiest of circumstances. It teaches us that wisdom isn't found by avoiding difficulty, but by learning how to be present with it. Patience, then, is the practice of staying in the mud. It's the courageous willingness to sit with our own discomfort, our own confusion, and our own pain, without immediately trying to fix it or run away from it. Patience is the trust that if we can just be still in the murky water of the present moment, something beautiful and clear can bloom from it. When we are patient with our suffering instead of fighting it, we allow it to transform into awareness and compassion. It is in the willingness to endure the hardship that we find the path to its end. We stop seeing our problems as obstacles to our peace and start seeing them as the very raw material from which peace is grown. The practice for this is mindful observation. The next time you feel stuck, confused, or just plain uncomfortable, resist the automatic urge to grab your phone, turn on the TV, or find some other escape route. Instead, just take a seat, close your eyes, and simply allow the feeling to be there. Get curious about the mud. Where is it in your body? A knot in your stomach? A heaviness in your shoulders? What's its texture? Is it heavy, sharp, or buzzing? What stories and thoughts are attached to it? Your job isn't to analyze, solve, or judge. Your job is just to observe, with a gentle, accepting awareness. You are bringing the light of your attention to the dark, muddy places inside you. This is the heart of patience as a spiritual practice. It's the deep, transformative work of allowing the lotus of your own clarity to bloom, right in the middle of your perfectly imperfect life. In the end, the journey to clarity isn't a race. The Buddhist view of patience isn't a passive waiting game. It's a profound and active engagement with life, exactly as it is. It's the active endurance that forges our inner strength. It's the wisdom of impermanence that unhooks us from frustration. It's the deep trust of the farmer who knows good things take time. It's the compassion that can heal our relationships with others and with ourselves. And it's the simple courage to sit with the mud of life, trusting that the lotus of clarity will eventually bloom. Patience is the gift of time that you consciously give back to yourself. It is the sacred space between a trigger and a reaction. And in that space, you find your freedom, you find your wisdom, and you find the unshakable clarity that was there all along. May you be patient with your journey. As the Dalai Lama reminds us, the practice of patience guards us against losing our presence of mind. It enables us to remain undisturbed, even when the situation is really difficult. If this exploration of Buddha's patience and the path to clarity resonated with you, and you want to keep exploring ancient wisdom for modern life, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this one. We appreciate you being here. I would also genuinely love to hear from you. Which of these 5 principles stood out the most? Share in the comments below which one you feel inspired to try out in your own life. Your insights make this whole community richer.